Hello, 1/400 scale enthusiasts of airplanes, that is. Today we have a Boeing 747-400, but it's a special one. It was run by Virgin Orbit. And the intention of Virgin Orbit was to send tourists at the edge of space to feel weightlessness, I assume. There's a little infographic on it if you want to maybe pause and read that thing. And it did successfully launch a rocket in like late 2018, but Virgin Orbit went out of business. This plane has now been acquired by something called Strato Launch, but that's a different topic entirely. So let's see what we have here. This is diecast metal. I'm not really a fan of diecast metals. I rather wish this plane was made of plastic, because then I know it will never get paint rash or, zinc rot. And then this is a rarity. This is actually licensed by Boeing. It's almost, in most cases, these little scale airplanes are never licensed, but this one actually is. Who actually makes it, though, is a different story. Like, if you're going to license something, wouldn't you want to put the brand on here? But it's not even on here. Like, who made this thing? I'll have to look it up and put it in the title of the video, of course. So there's some specs, 64 meters wide, and 4 engines, of course. Alright. It's a big one. Big model for sure. Okay, so it's got this bubble vacuum form thing. And if you lose the box, you can always, you really don't want to lose the box though, because shipping these things, you're guaranteed to break this model if you don't have this vacuum form thing. Alright. Trying to get different angles so you can see everything. So it comes with this little plastic to keep the thing from getting scratched by the vacuum forming. This got really delicate looking antenna, so you gotta be careful pulling this thing out. I think I'll pull it up by the wing, and there we go. And then we have the launcher one. Okay, oh boy, that's metal also. I thought that would be plastic. Okay, let's pull up this image just to show, the size of these things. I mean, these are all those are big rigs, and big trucks and stuff like that. Yeah, see if I can increase the size of this JPEG here, so I can kind of compare a little bit. I gotta say that I'm noticing this nice pearlescent paint. You'll get to it, maybe you can't see it right now, but I can see it with the naked eye. It's very nice. Then we got the under view here. Let me try to widen this out so you can see that rocket on the bottom. Granted, I don't have the rocket attached right now, but ooh, careful not to hit any of the antennae on this thing. And then here's an image of the rocket, and there's that person. So a pretty sizable rocket. It's just the weirdest comparison I've done in a long time right here. This is so strange. Okay, let me see if I can get in on that. There, it's a rocket. Okay. Boy, this is gonna be hard. Let's see if the landing gear can fit on this coaster so I can spin the thing around. Yeah, luckily it will. Make sure it's centered on the solar spinner. And let's see if I can get this thing in a little bit. Alright, I think I successfully pulled this off. Let's start with the cockpit area, the second floor. The windows are looking pretty good. The silver frames, the dark gray, if not black windows, and then you got some wiper blades there, and some sort of black dots, I don't know, sensors or handles or something. This is a dental pick right here. It's not modified, just right stock dental pick meant to go between your teeth. Now you can understand how small these graphics are. Insane. How thin this nose cone graphic is. Thinner than most people's hair, I'd imagine. Some sort of hatch. Maybe that's an emergency hatch for the pilots and stuff. And now you can kind of see this crazy pearlescent paint job. It's very nice. It's very fine flake. Then we have the Virgin logo. Look how crisp the edge is of this circle. No pixelation. Very sharp printing. Not a decal, it's paint. So very impressive. I am magnified at 4 times right now, so this is like holding a 1/100 scale airplane, which would be absolutely huge. So the plane is called Cosmic Girl, as you can see. Wait a sec, was that a Jamiroquai song? That was a good Jamiroquai song. I think that was his only good song. But anyways, then we have the Boeing 747-400 there, and you can see all the windows are nice. I think maybe the windows even have borders printed. Let's see. I don't know. It's just, I wouldn't doubt that they do, because like this window here doesn't have any gray in it. It's just that it might be gray windows and a black border, so it's hard to tell. But you can see, you know, the door details are very nice. What's that? That's just a little dust. Here on the front edge of the wing, you got those headlights and different. You got a really fine silver, if not chrome, for the flap areas. Oh boy, this looks a little rough though. There's some sort of contaminant there in the casting, or maybe that's hair or something in the paint. So that's unfortunate. That's actually looking really bad. And actually, now that I look at it with my own eyes, it's still really bad. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, the engine though is nicely painted red in a really nice sharp definition between the silver and the red. So very good. The back is also silver. Some printing for hatches there. And then you can see it has fan blade details. No air passing though. In the middle is painted black. This engine, yeah, seems good enough, and this is definitely much better. Look how smooth that is. I don't know what happened there. They just didn't file off the metal before they painted it. So that's a shame, whoever built this. Okay, going to the wingtips, they kick up. There's a little red here. Oh, lost focus. Yeah, so some sort of running light, a beacon or something as the plane flies. Try to get back to the middle of the fuselage now. Yeah, look at that pearl paint. It's really nice. I like it. A whole bunch of dots and stuff printed on this thing. The doors there. Darn it, this phone stand's not very good either. I'm not in my home, so this is a temporary photo booth that I set up, and it's not good. Okay, well anyways, it says flight test. There's a registration number. You know, that registration though, it looks like a decal or something. I kind of feel like I can see a rectangle around there. But I don't know if the decal is under the paint. I've historically never seen decals, but maybe, possibly. I guess it doesn't matter if it doesn't peel off. Yeah, that rear door looks good. The rear horizontal stabilizers, silver on the leading edge. And then a dark, I guess gray. Sorry, I'm going to back out and maybe shift this down so we get a more top view. And there's some sort of black line going around the panels there. And the rear flaps there, I guess, are okay. The vertical stabilizer, or I like to just call it the tail, it seems nice. I mean, the graphic is nicely printed. You'll notice this G is actually crossing over, you know, on a different surface, and yet the white paint looks like it's carried across. Same here, it's a little bit off. This one's a little bit off though. So possibly there's 2 different print processes going on here. Alright. Okay, and then you can see the tiny antennae. 1, 2, 3 tiny antennae stuck into the top of the thing. There could be some on the bottom as well. And then the radomes are, I guess that's not a radome, but maybe this is like some antenna of some sort. GPS or TV. Yeah, I don't know what goes into those domes on airplanes. Please leave a comment if you know. I'm sure many viewers would want to know. I think there's some different hatch details for the cargo there on the bottom. Maybe when I flip it over we'll get a better look. Okay. Yeah, look at all those door details. Very nice, okay. Alright, so now the challenge is me trying to flip this over without bending an antenna or dropping the thing. another reason why I wish these were plastic. If I dropped it, there'd be a much better chance it would survive being lightweight plastic instead of a heavy die cast. This is a really heavy model I'm holding. I don't know, if I had to guess, it'd be 200-300 grams. Okay, so nice panel hatches and all that stuff printed on the bottom. You can see the tires, I think they actually are rubbery. They do actually spin, which I find to be a weird feature. I don't see it being necessary, but yeah, they will spin. It says 744 there on the landing gear door. We have some NACA ducts there, not symmetric though. Some sort of recessed rectangles for some reason. This is for a flight stand if you want to peg it in there. And then the 4 landing gear bogies, and these do pivot, so very cool. Yeah, they all pivot like a real plane would. And then there's the thing to hold the rocket. We'll get to that later. Bottom of the engine has some more printing on it. And then let's see the back of the engine. It's just recessed, painted gunmetal it looks like. Alright. So the bottom of the wings, we have gunmetal printed on the middle. And now you can see the panel gaps, very, very fine, very good. Okay, whoa, there's an antenna right there, I didn't even see. I'm using a phone screen. It's really hard to, see stuff through such a small screen. You guys see a lot more than I do. Yeah, there's a shot of that antenna, and then looking at this loading door, very cool. Nice details going on. I don't know how they do this. Look how the red comes from the top surface and then goes around the bottom and then goes back up to the top. But it's like seamless. I don't even see like a break. Like, how do they paint that? It's crazy. All right, some sort of bulges. Not sure what they are, but there's actually a hole here. I think that's where they eject some sort of like. It's not the toilet water. I don't know what it is. Please leave a comment. Or maybe it's an exhaust for some sort of like small motor to keep the like the heating system or the some sort of systems running properly. I'm just guessing. I don't know much about planes, obviously, if you haven't picked up on that. I also have no clue what those little boxes are. Oh, maybe those are windows. So they go to cut the bottom and the back of the airplane. Just guessing. Okay, so very nice indeed. Here's the top view of the wings. Yeah, just as fine panel gap lines. Let's take a look at this rocket thing. Launcher 1. So nicely printed. Got the little Virgin logo. It is legible, amazingly. I mean, you can see my fingerprints, right? And you can still read that text. The flag is very nice. It's interesting. I guess maybe this was made in America, even though Virgin is owned by, I think Richard Branson is British, or somewhere from the UK. That thruster is gunmetal. It's recessed. Looks pretty good. I mean, what are these things now? I wonder if these white things are like vectoring thrusters. I don't know. So small. Let me turn it right side up there. There's some sort of checkerboard pattern around the front edge, and based on that infographic, I think this thing opens and then something comes out. There you go, that Virgin and stuff is all legible. All sorts of little tiny details. Oh, that's the NASA logo, so that's why there's a US flag. I don't know what that black logo is though. Some sort of bulge right there. Oh, this is magnetic. I was wondering like why there was. I thought this was a groove before. I didn't even notice with the naked eye. I thought this was recessed, but this looks like an iron oxide, maybe a rusted neodymium magnet or something. So I'm pretty sure the rocket's just going to magnetize in there. This is going to be cool. Hold on, I'm going to just plop this rocket right here. Let me hit focus on the rocket. Airplane's coming down. Huh. Oh, there it is. The landing gear was getting in the way. So let's look at a few other airplanes here. we have a Phoenix model of the same plane, 747-400, but I guess an older one. I think this model is a good 10 years old, this thing. But they didn't brand the bottom of it. But according to the internet search, it looks like Phoenix made this. Or maybe two companies made this. I don't know. Hard to say. When I was... I didn't think I'd be doing YouTube videos when I collected these airplanes, so I don't have the proper labeling or notes. Okay, so we have a short version of the 747. It's called the 747SP. Now, thankfully, Gemini Jets labels the bottoms of this thing, so it's kind of a cruder model, though. I think Phoenix is a better brand in general, but still a nice model. Oh boy, these are big, so I gotta back out a little bit. And just to show a more common airplane that you may have actually flown on, a Boeing 737-800. This one is by Phoenix, so this is branded. So maybe that's not by Phoenix. So you can clearly see an intercontinental wide-body is a very massive airplane. I mean, even a domestic airplane like that is pretty big, but it's just amazing these things fly. Okay, well, as usual, another fine model. These diecast airplanes are fantastic. And they're not susceptible to paint rash like diecast cars. I think diecast 1/400 scale diecast airplanes are real hobby collectibles, whereas most of the 1/64 scale diecast cars I collect are still too close to Hot Wheels toys. Although Hot Wheels toys last forever, they know how to paint stuff. But when it comes to brands like Tamika Limited Vintage, they don't know how to paint things to last. Half of my TLV collection has paint rash. You don't really get that so much, it seems, in this particular hobby, 1/400 scale hobby airplanes. So just something to keep in mind if you're thinking about collecting stuff. These are way more expensive though than 1/64 scale diecast, so that's a trade-off. You know, it's quality versus quantity, I suppose. And now that 1/64 scale cars, you can buy resin versions. Those theoretically should never get paint rash because they're made of plastic, right? So, there's interesting things that happen in the hobby worlds. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you in the next 1/400 scale airplane video. Happy flights.